Hi, Raz. Thank you for coming to BizTalk. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Max. Thanks for your time today.
Thanks to you. Thanks a lot. So before we start talking about the business, and let's give an intro to yourself.
Sure. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is my fourth company. My first company pioneered the market for headsets for mobile phones, became the category winner, and I sold that. The second company was a social give back. It pioneered the market for vision-based security systems for people that live in apartments. And then the third company pioneered the market for fire and freeze warning systems for people that have second homes. And then I remembered all the challenges I had getting a truck for my headset shipments. And so I started Cargo Chief. We were one of the very first tech-enabled freight brokerages. The company grew very quickly to tens of millions of dollars within just a few years. And then we had so much demand for our multi-patented award-winning technology that we decided to sell the freight brokerage and sell data and technology to freight brokers.
Thank you very much. I mean, it's been a very busy time.
Yes, there's a lot going on for sure.
As all these said entrepreneurs, the be entrepreneur for me, I love being entrepreneur, but as I said to my partner, it's such a tiring job. Oh my God, it's very tiring.
Just have to work 80-hour weeks.
Yeah. There is nothing to, just working. Because we like working, that's the point. So, if we want to start talking about your idea, startup actually, and you can also play the video if you want, so we can give an intro.
Okay. Hello, I'm Russ Jones. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Cargo Chief, and we help freight brokers buy their freight better. The market's huge, over $800 billion for domestic trucking. There are almost 1 million small carriers, and most of them are running their business on Excel, and they really don't know what price to offer, and they're trying to maximize these big, expensive assets, and they like more customers that are stable. Our focus is on the 28,000 traditional freight brokers that buy around $200 billion worth of services. And they have three main challenges. First, the data they need to run their business is fragmented here, there, and everywhere. They're on super lean EBITDA margins, so they need to buy and sell better. And it's very time consuming to call, say, 40, 50 carriers to cover a load. The services for our marketplace are represent about a $6 billion TAM. So our customer broker needs to get a truck from A to B. They can see in their TMS, their operating system, that carrier X hauled E to F 3 months ago. By having C4, they can see a carrier X does E to F on Tuesdays and Fridays, C to D on Mondays and Wednesdays, and A to B on 11 times a week daily, and they're headquartered B. They're a phenomenal carrier for A to B, but the broker didn't know that unless he had Cargo Chief. We also offer current real-time pricing or rates for the lanes. This is far better than the alternatives that are delayed and stale. We also uniquely show recent transactions. What are other people paying for that lane? We then finally add in highly targeted digital freight matching, and we only go to the carriers that are that want to work with that broker and want that offered lane. This is our clients tell us 3 times better in terms of performance than other alternatives. This helps the broker to buy better, to save time, and to enjoy a better service level from his vendors. There are many nice testimonials here as well as on our website. We recently released a case study on Zengistics. Before Cargo Chief, they were booking a day in advance, 2/3 of their loads, and doing about 1,500 loads a month. 2 months after Cargo Chief, with the same team, they're now booking 1,700 loads a month and pre-booking 80% of their loads. The benefit to Zengistics is $60,000 a month, and the cost is less than 2. We've done a number of partnerships. These are the TMSs that we've integrated with. The customer's having a great experience, and we're getting many referrals. We have many TMSs that are in the process of being integrated. As a group, these TMSs will represent 2,000 3PLs to go after. And we have a deal set with Truckstop that will bring us 9,000 3PLs to go after. And we've announced a relationship with FactorFox that has hundreds of factoring firms that as a group has hundreds of thousands of carriers. All this together generates an opportunity that's less than 1% of the total available market. It'll generate incredible data for us, bring us more customers that pay a higher price, and will be sticky as they're integrated. Our target customers, $5 to $100 million brokers. We'll reach them through modern marketing of email and social and podcasts and digital, working with partners, webinars, and publications, and exhibit at events. When we see a prospect, about 1 in 5 will say that they want to have a demo. Most of those get a demo, and we're closing over a quarter of the folks that receive a demo. You can see the 3 top costs for our customer acquisition cost of the marketing and promotion, SDR, the account executive we have, and our customer success team. In the last few months, we've been averaging 50 folks that want a demo, 40 that get a demo, and 10 new closes. Our one account executive is closing at a rate of almost $865,000 a year. Our lifetime value of an account is $60,000, and the cost to get the account is $3,500. We see a favorable lifetime value to CAC ratio of 17. I don't have time to go into all the detail of the full team. This is my 4th startup. I've been a CEO for 15 years. I led a $20 million brokerage. I have 10 patents and a Harvard MBA. Kirk's has been a SaaS architect for 15 years, led technology for 3 startups, including one that was a marketplace. And Chris was a top buyer at C.H. Robinson, the largest broker, a lead buyer, a $3 billion broker, ran the ops group for a $60 million broker. You can see the rapid growth from 2020 to 2022 or 2021 of our revenue of 6x. Still continued rapid growth this year. We see a company that will be cash flow positive within 6 quarters and a very valuable firm in just a few years. There are 4 main reasons that make CargoChief an exceptional opportunity for investors. First, it's a great market. The price is changing all the time, very volatile. You have over 1 million buying and selling organizations in this large $800 billion marketplace that's recession resistant. You have our clients, the brokers that are on super lean EBITDA margins. They're looking to know what the current market price is, of course. It's a great business model. We're helping our clients be more efficient and be able to buy better. That generates an excellent ROI. We're auto-generating market insights, which is very profitable. Every month, we're adding more and more data to the capacity database as well as the pricing database. It generates more value. It also generates a data moat as well as a technology moat. Not only do we have the best information as to which carriers go between what cities and what days and how often, we now use that to perfect highly targeted digital freight matching, which is 3 times better than alternatives. We have algorithms that make sense of all that data that you and I couldn't because there's so much data, and the company already has 6 issued patents. Lastly, the timing is great. We have SMB broker, the small and medium-sized brokers are looking for the digital efficiencies of the multi-billion-dollar brokers. Uber Freight's acting like a catalyst to get getting the other brokers to want to digitize. Our business is rapidly growing. We have over 1,000 users on the platform. We have a great pipeline of partner-led prospects, and we have compelling unit economics. Thank you very much. We are raising $7 million and to scale to $8 million ARR and lead digital freight matching.
Thank you, Russ. I come from brokerage, but freight and loads brokerage, I know. So what's the industry behind?
They primarily are, they're low barriers to entry. Most of them are fairly manual. They have relationships with their customers, which are known as shippers. These might be an organization like Procter & Gamble or Coca-Cola that needs to ship lots of stuff. And they go out trying to get truckload capacity to help them figure out where to get to satisfy the loads that they've committed to. They work on very
everything is done over the phone?
I'm sorry, what?
Still everything is done over the phone?
A lot of it's done over the phone. Incredibly, most freight is negotiated and finalized via email or phone call.
Okay. And in terms of your platform, how does it work, the logistic behind? How do you manage it?
So we manage it. We have constant inflows. The clients come and they say, type in Oakland. Actually, can I show you a quick demo? And what comes in is, so we did Columbus, Chicago van for pickup for today.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the current rate right here. You can see a list of recent transactions. If I click on view details,
Yeah.
I'll get the details of all the various people that have provided anonymized aggregated transactions, which are here, that show all the different transactions for that are recent for that area. And then you can click here and see a carrier, how to contact that carrier. We act as a CRM for some of our customers.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that they run this lane 10 times a week.
Okay.
We searched Columbus to Chicago, and the lane they wanted was Columbus to Chicago. So it's 0 deadhead origin, 0 deadhead destination. They have 240 trucks. They don't do teams, and they don't do hazmat. If I click on full profile, I can see the lanes that they want to run and what price. And I can also see all the notes that my teammates have entered about this carrier that are only available to people on my company. So very exhaustive list. No one has anything like it. And then there are metrics here, scorecards here. There's a way to handle repetitive freight over here. It's a very powerful platform, but we've made it very simple so people can handle it without training. We have over 350,000 favorite lanes, and we have 611 different carriers in our system.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
What about the pricing? Are you suggesting the pricing? Are you matching the pricing?
Well, we here, I'll pick another lane. We'll provide the pricing. We provide what the price of each lane is, divide van or reefer or truckload or flatbed. And our system, a whole company can use our system for as low as $500 a month. Okay. So it's very inexpensive. It's the ROI for the clients very small. We price like a CRM, so it's enterprise-wide pricing from small to large. We have some customers that pay us $5,000 a month. We have some customers that pay us $500 a month.
And the pricing is based on the size of the company. How many?
It's on how many carriers are in their carrier network is how we price.
Okay. What about the market? Today you are in US, I presume.
So we're domestically focused. We do have some data, USA to Canada, Canada to USA. Mm-hmm. We're starting to get pulled into doing more business in Canada, where we have Canada to Canada. And we're also being pulled into USA to Mexico, Mexico into USA. So those would be natural ways for us to expand our service. We have many more services. Go up to our roadmap. So we have that unparalleled capacity database. We know better than anybody else which carriers go between what cities and what days and how often. Mm-hmm. We add on top of it real-time pricing, where now we know what is the real-time price. Last year, we perfected highly targeted digital freight matching that leverages this capacity database, as we only go to carriers that want to do business with that broker and want that lane. And this year, we're doing all those TMS integrations. We are underpricing C4, as we see this as a land grab for foundational data about capacity and price. Next year, we'll start to offer not only helping our clients to buy truckload capacity, but to help them sell. What's the right price for them to sell at?
Yeah.
Then we'll start to offer functionality for the carriers, automation, digital freight matching, helping them price their loads. And we feel that we're very well positioned to be dominating the game of digitizing the freight marketplace, very much like being the New York Stock Exchange in its early days, but just for freight. There's something like 400 million freight transactions for truckload capacity in the United States, and we think we can be the center of matching supply and demand.
I mean, it is a pretty massive, huge market. So your idea is covering almost all America, from north to south.
Well, yes, it's so very focused. There's demand for our technology in other countries. We were talking with a McKinsey partner who focuses in on logistics, and he said that every country in the world has a highly fragmented carrier base, with the exception of Japan. Mm-hmm. And then, so technology like this could play a role in other countries. With the right investor group, we could explore that more seriously.
I mean, in terms of impact, for example, you can reduce the number of freights because maybe you can go full capacity back and forth all the time.
In the United States, 28% of trucks are empty at any one point in time. I've read reports that say in China, 40% of trucks are empty at any one set of time. So trying to coordinate all this adds a huge value, enables the truck drivers to spend more time sleeping at home with their families. It saves on empty miles to reduce greenhouse emissions and to be more efficient, so everybody wins.
For what I can see, it is only for brokers. What about the companies who has 50, 100 trucks? That's so
we
many.
Have some shippers on our platform. Some of the big shippers that maybe have $1 billion freight spend, they'll have an internal group, which is known as a traffic department or transportation department. And they'll act like an internal brokerage where they'll be very seriously trying to figure out which carriers to work with and how to buy in an aggressive professional fashion.
I mean, this is a question, maybe it makes no sense, probably doesn't. But can you one day move to ships and planes? I mean, the same model can work.
Oh, the same modes. We hope to add intermodal rail, because that's an option. If I have a load going from, say, Los Angeles to New York, it could go by truck or it could go by train.
Yeah.
We're going to add that. The people who buy air freight and ship are usually freight forwarders, a different type of third-party logistics company, that freight broker. There are other people active in doing sort of matching supply and demand. We could eventually long-term go there, but the world of trucking is so large. If we do a good job there, the company's going to be wildly successful.
I mean, with this round, what are you going to do? How is it going to be used?
So with this round, we will hire a very experienced, excellent VP of sales to manage a team of 8 account executives. We'll have a customer success team that needs to increase to handle the hundreds of additional customers. We desperately need a product manager to keep our engineers busy. We also need more engineers. We have hundreds of requested features from existing customers, and I want additional functionality that I see as a kind of a visionary that we need to develop. So we need more engineers. We'll expand into the marketplace of carriers and following there and helping them out. And we'll hit the roadmap that I went through. We began bringing the company to an annual recurring revenue rate of $8 million, and we'd have a burn that's way less than 140. We'd be approaching cash flow positive.
I mean, how competitive? Do you have any very real competitor?
We do have a couple of competitors. Let me go to that. There are old time load boards, dad and truck stop, that have been in business for 25 years. They feature carriers that will go anywhere. They don't have specific lanes typically. Many brokers feel that this is the last resort. There are some carriers that are unscrupulous. They also provide pricing information, which is not well regarded, but they're not that expensive. There's an analytics company called Green Screens that analyzes a broker's pricing history. Given how volatile the market's been in the last few years, it's questionable how valuable that is. It's expensive. There are spray and pray digital freight matchers that will go to a broker and say, hey, we'll email 1,000 carriers, hoping to find you a couple matches. And then there's Cargo Chief that has this leading carrier database. We know better than anybody else which carriers go between what cities and what days and how often. We offer then real-time pricing on top of that and highly targeted digital freight matching. So we do have competitors, but the competitive pressures we see as relatively light.
I mean, when it comes to pricing, that's very interesting. You are giving to the brokers the price that you believe is the best one.
Yes, so you see that here. For example, we just put in Atlanta to Miami van picking up today. Mm-hmm. You can see here, we think that the price right now, the market price, is $376.
Okay. I mean, what is next? Are you going to move to, I mean, you say already, you are very focused North America and South Mexico.
Well, we have demand for Mexico. By following this roadmap, we'll produce a company that is approaching $1 billion in valuation. We'll have very satisfied customers, and do something that's great for the industry, which is helping to reduce empty miles and enable the truck driver to sleep at home more often and to make freight less expensive.
How big you can go? I mean, how much you can scale with this technology?
Well, just domestically, let's take a look at the business model here. So we're projecting here in 4 years to be $80 million. And if we annualize the December revenue, it'd be $100 million. And if we multiply the annualized revenue by 10, which is a typical valuation for a SaaS company, we're talking about $1 billion corporation. And the market share of the top 100 carriers and brokers would be order of magnitude 5%. Very achievable.
In terms of business model, it's a pure SaaS, or let's say platform as a service model, okay? There is no
yes, with pure SaaS, we have many additional revenue streams that will be developed over the years, but it's always, monthly fees. It seems the customers have accepted our pricing. We expect the value to increase and the revenue per account increase. Our revenue per account, or ASP, average selling price, has increased over 100% in the last year.
Let me close with this question. Why investors should invest in Cargo Chief?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you, Max. So there are 4 main reasons why Cargo Chief is an exceptional opportunity. First, it's a great market. The price is changing all the time. You have over 1 million buying and selling organization, this mammoth $800 billion marketplace. Trucking tends to be recession resistant. Our clients, the brokers or third-party logistics companies, are operating on super lean EBITDA margins. Of course, they want to know the current market price. It's a great business model. We're helping our clients to be more efficient and to buy better. We have so much data that we can generate market insights through automation, which is very profitable. Every month we get more and more data on capacity and pricing that adds more value. It also generates a data moat and technology moat. We have this capacity database where we know better than anybody else what the carriers want. that empowers highly targeted digital freight matching. We have algorithms that make sense of all this data that you and I couldn't because there's so much data. And we already have 6 patents that are issued. Finally, the timing makes sense. We have a small, medium-sized brokers. They need the digital efficiencies of the multi-billion-dollar mega brokers. Uber Freight's acting like a catalyst with 28,000 traditional brokers looking to digitize. Our business is rapidly growing. We have a pipeline of partner-led prospects, and we have excellent, compelling unit economics. So we're looking to raise $7 million, Series A, scale the company to $8 million an ARR in 18 months, and solidify our leadership in digital freight matching.
Russ, thank you so much for coming to BizTalk. It's been a very great pleasure for me.
Max, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about Cargo Chief.
Thank you so much. Take care.